Hey guys, welcome to part 10 of Let's Play Pokemon SoulSilver. In the last part we made our way to the next city, and now that we're here, there's actually quite a lot to do in this city and the surrounding areas. Actually coming to this city is probably when the game kind of opens up the most. I mean, obviously you have to go to the next city and get that gym badge from that city. Obviously that's the main goal, but there's actually a few things you can do, and the first thing I'm going to do, I'm very excited. It's a very exciting part for me, because before doing anything else, forget the story, forget the gyms, forget whatever, I'm finally going to get my Marill. I'm finally going to get it. Oh, it's going to be so cool. Pretty much, you can't catch Marill at the beginning of the game. In fact, if you didn't look this up on the internet like I did, you probably wouldn't think you could catch Marill at all. But once you come to this city, you go to the east, you actually get HMO4, so if you want strength straight away, come here, because this guy just runs into you. And then he's like, oh my god, are you okay, kid? Like, that guy is like actually concerned that he might have hurt you, which is fair enough because you are like 10, 11, so it's like the only person that actually treats you like a child in this whole game. Everyone else treats you like you're like an adult, which is kind of odd. But no, so if you come into Mount Mortar, where I am at the moment, you can catch a Marill here, and the problem is with that though, there's a 1% chance of it showing up. I have no idea why it's only 1%. It's not even 5%. It's usually they go for the 5% for the lowest, for the lowest rate. But no, for some reason in this place it's 1% chance, and it took me so long to get this Marill to show up, because I came to this place. My emulator kept crashing because sometimes it crashes due to it doesn't like the graphics for no reason. So this is the third, what you're seeing now is the third time I came into this place and started running around, and then I kind of had to use save states to make sure it didn't crash. But I mean, I didn't cheat, I just use save states so I didn't have to restart the whole ROM and mess around with that. And you can see the other Pokemon you can catch in here. It's nothing too special. If you want a Marchomp, you can catch one in here, although I'm sure you could have caught one earlier. But still, if you want one, you can catch one in here if you want it. But that's not what I'm here for. No, no, no. But the interesting thing as well is that in this place, Mount Mortar, this small area I'm sticking to isn't the only place in this mountain. There's a lot to actually do here, but you have to have surf to explore it more. And if you surf and explore the rest of the mountain, Marill doesn't show up at all. It's only on this bottom floor in this first room in this mountain that Marill shows up, and it has a 1% chance of showing up. It's crazy. It's just such an odd choice, especially because like Marill was in the anime as well, so obviously that was one of their big new Pokemon when they introduced this generation. So this took me absolutely forever, about an hour and a half I spent in this cave, but then finally, from the heavens, I'm gonna say, a bit over dramatic, but whatever, Marill finally shows up. A level 15 one. I would assume that they're all level 15, the ones you can catch here, and it was like, oh, an hour and a half I waited for this thing. So one good thing though is that I managed to get the fluff to level up quite a bit. Not by that much, but I did use this opportunity to train, because the fluff could pretty much kill anything that showed up, apart from Geodude, but you know, whatever. So I didn't take any risks. I already brought some Great Balls. I wasn't too sure how much I should weaken it, and I didn't hit it with Thunder Shock just in case it killed it. Of course, the reason I had the fluff out was because it has Thunder Wave, so whenever I saw a Marill I could instantly paralyze it, and the chances would be that I could keep throwing Great Balls at the thing and I would catch it. But luckily for me, I caught it in one. So, oh, if I had killed it, I would have been so depressed, because once you start looking for a Pokemon, it's very hard to turn around and say, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. You know, I was like 50 minutes into trying to find this Marill, searching around, and I was just like, I don't want to find it anymore. I don't want to find it, but I want to find it because it's Marill, and I've wasted 50 minutes of my life trying to find this thing. Because in theory, you would have to have 100 random encounters in this cave to find one Marill. And actually, I think when it comes down to it, I actually hit it a bit early. I think, obviously I can't really count or can't be bothered to count, but it was a lot less than that. I think it took me longer to find this Meryl when I played through Heart Gold than here. Like when I actually played this emulator. Which is lucky because I would have driven myself insane. Especially with the slight lag in the emulator, So yeah, even though Meryl's level 15, or Mega Dude, sorry, I couldn't think up of a better name. I thought it was definitely a very fitting name for Meryl. Because, yeah, Mega Dude, he's a cool guy. So now I have my little Meryl outside, and even though Lara has one, it doesn't make it any less special. In my eyes anyway, definitely in my eyes. So I kind of do have to train up this Meryl a bit. But anyway, so now that we caught that, that's the first thing you can do. If you're like me and you love Meryl, you can go catch one. But the first thing you're going to want to do, probably the first thing you're going to want to do, you can technically go to the gym straight away, but there's this burnt tower over here. And of course a tower that's been burnt, that's kind of interesting. You want to check out, you want to see what's going on, if you know what I'm saying. You want to see the disaster or something. And for some reason your rival is here too, Satan. I guess Satan is just here to reap souls of all the people that died in this burning tower, or this tower that burned down. Again, this generation still keeps up with the theme of Pokemon kind of being a bit, having some sort of depressing edge to it, or a depressing part. A bit like Lavender Town and the whole graveyard thing, and then you meet Gary there. And this one now has a tower that burnt to the ground, which is kind of depressing, really. I mean, it's only of note because the later games don't have them. But of course, with your rival here, you're going to have to take him down to Chinatown. I mean, that's the phrase, but I'm assuming if you take someone to Chinatown, that means defeat them in battle. Not too sure why that is. But anyway, so of course I sent out Megadoo first because I wanted the XP. This fight overall is very similar to the one that we did a couple of parts ago in Acelia Town. Very similar. He pretty much has the exact same Pokemon, just of course the levels are higher. So I used Mega Dude, and even Meryl isn't that amazing of a Pokemon. I'll be honest, you can definitely get better water types out there. You can get a Gyarados, you can just pick Totodile from the beginning. Totodile in the end is kind of better, because Mega Dude or Meryl doesn't have that high special attack. It's definitely more of a defensive Pokemon, which I like. I like the fact that it's more defensive, but yeah, you're not going to be doing bigger damage to any Pokemon using Mega Dude, especially if you're using like Water Gun, that I'm using here, because that's its only real attack, because I don't think Rock does anything to Ghastlies or Ghost types. I think I'm wrong there. I'm probably completely wrong by saying that. I think it probably does. And unfortunately for me, Meryl dies. Mega Dude does die in its first battle. I tried to level it up, but this bloody Ghastly put a curse on me, and then I got unlucky, because Lick doesn't always paralyse your Pokemon, but it did for me. So the Fluff is like the next weakest, so I thought, I'll just throw it out to kill this Ghastly. No big deal. But again, it just kills itself with curse, and you're going to get sick of that attack, the curse attack. I'll explain a bit more about that attack later on, but yeah, you're gonna get sick of it. I know I sure did. And the Fluff learns Cotton Spore. Terrific. I just need the Fluff to get like a better move, like an electric type move. Like Spark or Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt ideally, but yeah. Because Thundershock is kind of not doing as much as I wanted it to, and all that. And Fluff is now cursed, so I kind of have to switch it out. Yeah, this battle's very similar, but of course I would have kept the Fluff in to take on Croconaut. But of course it's cursed, so it's just going to die, because there's no heal for a curse, as far as I believe. So I thought Hawkins was a strong Pokemon, so yeah. So yeah, this is the same battle, only he has one more Pokemon, or a different Pokemon that he didn't have before. And wait a second, hold on. He had 4 Pokemon already. Did he have a Growlithe before? Oh god, this is embarrassing. I should know these things. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had a Growlithe before. But now with this party, he doesn't have that Pokemon anymore. He has a different one that we're going to see after I take... Well, we're going to see it in a bit. So, I mean, I don't know if there's any theories about that Pokemon dying, but I kind of like that he has a Pokemon and then he got rid of it. Assuming I'm right about the Growlithe. I swear he had a Growlithe. I swear he did. He had 4 Pokemon when we fought him in Azalea Town. So obviously there's one I'm forgetting. I'm going to call it Growlithe. Okay, I know I'm probably embarrassing myself here, but whatever, what are you going to do? Also, I made such a stupid move. I sent out E-Rock against a Croconaut, and it just used Water Gun and killed me. I don't know what I was expecting. I guess I wanted E-Rock to level up, but of course I should have just sent out the Fluff. The Fluff would have killed the Croconaut no problem, and then whatever the next Pokemon was going to be, I could just then send out E-Rock. But no, I stupidly sent out E-Rock against a level 22 Croconaut. Not my smartest day. Definitely not a smart day for me, this part. But yeah, so I think that's kind of interesting because of course this guy is all about strong Pokemon. So if he felt like a Pokemon was weak, then it makes sense that he would have got rid of it and traded it for something else. Especially because he thinks, especially because we beat him. So I guess he thought whatever that 4th Pokemon was, get rid of that loser, bringing in a different one. And his team is actually really good. Like, obviously I'm not afraid of fighting him later on in the game, but the choices he's made, if you made those same choices to have his Pokemon, you would do like really well. They're really solid choices for Pokemon, you know, like Zubat will eventually evolve into Crobat, and then of course with starters, he picked Totodile because I picked Cyndaquil, so that's a solid choice. And then what was the first Pokemon? Shoot, this is embarrassing. I don't know. So yeah, he makes really solid choices, which I like anyway. See, there we go, Magnemite. Again, such a good electric type. If you watch my Emerald LP, you know I used a Magneton in that LP. And actually for Black 2 I ended up catching a Magnemite and evolving into Magnezone, which is another really good Pokemon, because Magnemite, just its special attack is mental. Especially once you get later on, oh, you hit something with a Thunder using a Magneton or Magnezone and it's going to destroy the thing, absolutely destroy it. At this stage in the game though, that Magnemite, once it evolves, actually becomes one of like the hardest party members to take out. But of course I've got York, that is a fire type, that is super effective against steel type, so I could just use one Ember and yeah, there goes Magnemite. But yeah, really good Pokemon that. I don't know if I could catch one in this playthrough, but I kind of like to make, with my teams in my LPs, Pokemon LPs anyway, I like to kind of make different choices. I don't like using the same squad members again, which I think is kind of hypocritical. I think I've used Pidgey twice. Let's see, Dove, I used P-Dove, and then I used Starly, and then, I think I have maybe. But either way, this is what you want to come here for. At the bottom of this burnt tower, for no real reason. Listen to that noise. These are legendary Pokemon, like legendary Pokemon. There's only one of them, and they're all mysterious. And the sound effects they use to show it like traveling around. You know, really it should be like striding gracefully, flowing, and all that kind of rubbish. Graceful music playing, it's very graceful, but really they're just bouncing around making like boing boing boing, the kind of noise. Kind of not very sophisticated for that kind of Pokemon. So this is a new character for Crystal. They introduced this guy in Crystal. He wasn't here in Silver or Gold at all, so I didn't really know this character even existed until I watched an LP of Pokemon Crystal. And yeah, they added in, there's an extra kind of storyline to do with the legendary dog Pokemon. I think they're all meant to be dogs. And they added it in for Crystal, which is why Crystal doesn't have Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Ho-Ho on the front of it. It has the Cinder, whatever, that Pokemon. So they added in that story for this game, and then of course they kept it in for the remakes for Heart Gold and SoulSilver, which is why these games are pretty much a remake of Crystal rather than a remake of the other two. The only reason they're like the other two is because of a couple of Pokemon placement, like Weedle. Yeah, like Weedle being in this game and Caterpie being in Heart Gold. So anyway, with that, we could technically leave. They don't stop you from leaving to the next city, which I really like and is really interesting. you can just go to the next city. Do what you want. Just hang out in the next one. Go west and just hang out there. But I'm a professional. I'm a cool guy. I think there's one more thing we can actually do in this place, but we're not going to do it in this part. In this part we're going to start off this gym, which is Ghost type. Once again, a type that wasn't in the first generation, or there wasn't a gym for it. And it's Ghastlies mostly. What's odd about this gym is that they don't... This generation, I'm sure there's some new Ghost type Pokemon, but the majority of the Pokemon you see and you fight are just Ghastlies. So you kill one Ghastly, you've killed them all. And it's kind of nice because Mega Dude now can get a lot of XP that it wasn't going to get. And yeah, I kind of cheaply used potions to make sure Megadeth didn't die because it did really need the XP. So yeah, this first trainer just has a stupid amount of Ghastlies, so you shouldn't have any problem with these. Unless you're, you know, got Mega Dude who's really low. So yeah, just Ghastlies, just sending out Ghastlies. But yeah, what's odd about this is that there's no new Ghost type Pokemon in this gym. I hope I'm right. If I recalled, I'm right. But you would think that if they were going to have a Ghost type gym, they would at least introduce some more Ghost types. Because of course, the only real Ghost types in the first gen were Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar. Now, I know there's probably one or two more, but for this generation, they could have made some new Pokemon, you know, to make it worthwhile, so you're not just fighting one sort of Pokemon. And yeah, Rock does hit Ghost types, as I found out using E-Rock now. Well, anyway, this is pretty much all we have time for. I wasn't going to leave this battle in, but I kind of wanted to add up the part. It kind of worked out that way. So next time in Let's Play Pokemon SoulSilver, we will take on the rest of this gym. So I have been HonestOn23. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.